I'm gonna stop worrying now.
Okay.
I'm gonna try before I piss you off. I'm not looking at it no more. I'm not looking at it no more.
It looks fine.
Okay. Oh man, hello everybody. Welcome back to our episode of the WASD and Beyond podcast. I'm your host Nick. With me is your other host Brody. I liked it the way I did it that one time where we are your hosts. I need to get back to doing that.
It's fine.
Ever
It is what
changing.
it is, man.
Oh man, it has been a week. My brain is emotionally drained, but we're here. I'm in a good mood. We're gonna knock it out. Before we knock it out, I want to give a shout out to Final Boss and Doc Longy. The 10 shoe drop is done. If you didn't get your orders in, you're gonna have to wait for the leftovers. Doom leftovers were going out, I believe, already. Doc Longy, I think that is stopping in a couple days. So if you haven't picked up anything from Doc Longy, do so now, including all the leftovers on the website. Get them while you can. Again, Final Boss, Doc Longy, please check them out. They're amazing. By supporting them, you directly support us, and it means the world to everybody involved. Also, while you're at it, please go check out Brody's show, Roll for Deception. It is a D&D actual play. Fuck, I'll get it one day.
Yeah.
I'll do my job. I'll do my job right one day. And Brody, you want to take it from there about your show, really quick?
Yeah. So we have two campaigns going on at the same time. We usually play once a week if we can. Obviously, if any of you have ever played D&D before, you know how hard it is to get a bunch of people together at the same time. So it is a little hit or miss sometimes, but we try to get an episode up usually on Wednesdays. And kind of it's my campaign is a futuristic like cyberpunk type setting, and our good friend Nick is running the other campaign, and his is much more of what you're used to, like a fantasy setting. But yeah, we're ramping up. I think we're about 20 episodes in on mine, or sessions in, I suppose. And then for Nick's, I think we're 15, maybe 16. We're approaching really quickly. So definitely, if you want to check it out, just be mindful of the C1 or C2 before it. That is campaign 1 or campaign 2. And go ahead and check it out. It's a lot of fun.
It is really a lot of fun to listen to. I know you're like, you don't listen to it. I do sometimes. I do. I'm in a truck all day at work, so I blow through the other podcasts I listen to that aren't on our network, and I listen to our stuff sometimes. No, Roll for Deception is amazing. It's an awesome time listening to everybody in the spawn camp really just pit themselves against each other for no reason. Like, no one knows how to work with each other. And then you have Betty, who just magic missiles everything.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, just an absolute menace.
wild card. Yeah, please check out the show. It's awesome. It's really cool that idea you had. You just said, fuck it, we're just going to start recording them. Like, I'm just stoked that you did that. Check out Wolf for Deception. And while you're at it, please join the Spawn Camp community. It's a server that we have. It's free. It's fun for everybody. There's actually a lot more people joining now. And it's really cool to see. There's tons of games happening. People are playing Body Cam. People are trying Level 0 Extraction. People are playing Overcooked, Counter-Strike. You name it, it's happening. Gunpla, Warhammer, D&D, Minecraft. I don't know. If you like it, it's probably fucking there. It's a great place to meet friends, show off your art, show off your podcast, show off what you're working on. Just come have a good time with us. It's free, no paywalls here. Goddamn, what a fucking week.
Yeah.
Ups and downs. Ups and downs. I'm not going to get into them really on the show. The one I will get into, because it's funny, is the negative account I woke up to this morning. And it wasn't a little amount. Like, usually, you wake up like, oh, did I, you get home from like a bar and you're like, negative $12. I fucked up. Okay, that sucks. I'll figure that out. No, I woke up to negative $425. I always schedule my mortgage to be part of my mortgage to be moved to my mortgage account, because nothing can be simple when you are an adult. So I schedule it on Tuesdays. It always comes out on Fridays. Except for this week, when I'm already having a shit week. I'm stressed out. We didn't record yesterday because I was stressed out. This morning I wake up and my bank account says, you have negative a lot of money. like, I texted Brody and I'm like, please tell. I don't believe in God, but I literally texted Brody. I went, can you please tell God enough's enough? I'm sorry. Like, I was like, I can't do this.
I didn't know how to respond. It took me like half the day to be like, yeah, man, that's bad.
That's what you said. You're like, oh, that's not good. And I went, no, it took you 5 hours to say that's not good.
I don't know what you want from me.
I made it funny. I did figure it out towards the end of the day. I figured out what I needed to do to get the money back in there. Tomorrow's payday, regardless. I was gonna be fine. It's just not something you want to wake up to at 6 in the morning.
No, ideally not.
Oh, dude, my heart. I woke up and I'm like, all right, yesterday was a snafu. We can keep today. We're gonna just boom. I woke up at 6:30, something like that. My wife's getting ready for work. I'm getting up, looking at my kid. He's slumbering. Good time. And I'm like, we got this today. Nope. No, we don't. I went back
Nope.
to bed.
Back to bed.
Yep. Fucking back to bed. I was just like, no. I might even. I'm not. No, that's my bank account number on it. I was gonna post a funny picture of it. Like, listen to the WASD and Beyond podcast, or you'll end up like Nick. But oh my god. So that's how my morning started. How did your morning start though?
It was another day. Thursday, man.
Yeah, nice. Must be cool.
Yeah. I, I don't know what you want from
I don't
me.
know. I'm choking on my LaCroix. I'm talking about how I have. Well, this is cheap. It's $3 an 8-pack.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like it.
I, I didn't say
I
anything, man.
don't like pop.
You can have you. I don't know what. I feel like you want me to scold you, and it's not gonna happen. You do you, man.
I just really need Saturday. I'm going to the city match on Saturday for like a pre-Father's Day with Kyle and Ben, and I just really need that day. I just need a me day.
Yeah, one more day, man. It'll be here.
Is it
We're
bad?
getting there.
I'm about to cry on the podcast.
Please don't.
I'm not going to. Man, but you know what though? Last weekend was cool for all of us. And before we actually talk about the main topic, I do want to ask Brody, and I want to tell you guys what we've been playing. But I really wanted to thank everybody for last weekend during Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase, PC Gaming Showcase, and just everything, Call of Duty, everything in between. That was the coolest live stream I've done that was in conjunction with Summer Game Fest, Xbox, and all that. Like, you guys showed the fuck up. Y'all were chatting. You guys were subbing. People were following. Like, if you're new here and you were one of those people, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in, especially during the very long stream on Sunday where it was 5 hours with an hour break in between. People didn't leave. Like, thank you so much. To the Whale Stork team, I probably could have waited to open up the box, but I got so hype on it. But that was awesome too that you guys hopped in and you guys watched and you guys were stoked that we were enjoying what you sent us in your press kit. So all in all, thank you all for hopping in and everything you did. It really was a nice boost of morale from myself, and it means the world that you guys are digging what we're doing, trying to keep it rolling, and appreciate you. Brody, what are you playing?
Oh, a little bit of a lot of different things. I need to get back to Stellar Blade, but I have not had a chance to. Just kids keeping me busy with sports and everything, and the Summer Games Fest and everything else going on last week. So I played like a touch of Body Cam. I think only a couple rounds. I ended up buying that the other night and enjoyed what I did play of it, but definitely want to sink some more time into that. I played some Turbo Overkill, something that we'll be talking a lot more about next week. A couple of different, actually, there's a handful of games we want to talk about next week for sure. One of them I'm not even going to mention because we're under embargo for, so I'm not going to talk about that one, but that will be something I believe that, yeah, it should be able to come out next week. I think the embargo lifts on the 17th. Um,
We're fancy now.
yeah,
You can't
yeah.
sell to
I
us.
played a bunch of demos from Summer Games Fest
Mm,
and PC Gaming Show and kind of all over the place. One of them being Tactical Breach Wizards, which is fantastic, and the demo is actually quite long. So I only played probably about half of that before I jumped over to another game. I was just cycling through demos to see if I liked it.
there's so much.
Oh, there was so much. There was a game called Fumes that they showed off that was
Oh,
pretty
yes.
cool. I enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't care for on that one was after you kind of do the first little story bit, it just kind of drops you into the open world. And I don't know if that's more just because it's a demo, but it doesn't really give you any direction on what you're supposed to do next. So I was just blowing up cars. And then after about a half hour of that, I'm like, okay, now what? So
Yeah,
it
what
could
do I
just be a
do?
demo thing of like, hey, here's the world, check it out and see if you like the gameplay. But the gameplay is really fun. I checked out another game called Wander Stars, which is that Toriyama style game that uses words to fight, and it's actually quite neat. They did a really good job on that. That's one that's on my list to definitely pick up at some point. Oh, let's see. Mullet Magic. Played the demo of that, got through the demo, and immediately bought that and Celico, which is another game that I
Oh,
have.
need to get
Another
Celico.
boomer shooter. I feel like I've been converted, but I didn't get to play any of that yet, so that's on the list as well. Diablo. Definitely back in on Diablo 4, especially after the announcement this weekend. I am all back in on that. I definitely, if there wasn't so many demos, that would be my main game right now.
Yes,
But I have
same.
so many demos that I need to get through. And then we've got games that we need to review because we were so graciously provided with codes. And honestly, the games we're playing are really sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and we
We
want to
got
be able
lucky
to
on that.
have kind of a I mean, next week might very well be like an episode of just reviews for some of the games that we've been
Oh,
playing
I
as
am
far
so
as,
about that. That's a
yeah,
nice
it'd
mental
be
break.
cool. It'd be very
Yeah.
cool. Stay away from the news. And news usually gets kind of calm after SGF as well. So, yeah, I think that covers everything I've been
That's it?
playing.
That's all you're playing?
I think so,
Okay.
yeah. I think there was a couple other demos that I tried out, but I deleted them, so they were not very high on my list of ones to keep and
Gotcha.
stick around for. But yeah, I played that Sulfur game,
How
and that was
was
okay.
Sulfur? Okay.
It was okay. It wasn't to my taste necessarily. I feel like a lot of people will enjoy it. I think it's well made for what it is. It's just not really my jam. Definitely more slow and meticulous combat and kind of like you get different weapons, but you also have limited ammo, but also like melee attacks don't necessarily kill them. So it's like they do, but they don't. You have to hit enemies like 3 times to take them out. It wasn't to my taste personally. But I can definitely see a world where there's a lot of people that will enjoy it. It's well made. It's just
Yeah.
again not my kind of game. Um, I think that's it. What have you been playing?
Yes. So, I played I Am Your Beast. I played the demo for that.
Oh, I have that
Oh,
downloaded. I have not touched it yet. That's from the El Paso Elsewhere
I
group
believe so.
group that made them or made El Paso Elsewhere.
Strange Scaffold,
Yeah.
and Frosty Pop. So I played that. I liked that demo a lot. I have Tactical Breach Wizards in my queue. Um,
Yes.
I played one of the games that we're actually going to be reviewing. Questmaster, very
Yeah.
awesome Zelda dungeon maker, Mario Maker type game. I won't get too deep into it on the show right now because, well, yeah, we're gonna do an episode on that shit. Um, I downloaded Level Zero Extraction. I need to play that. I've been playing a lot of Turbo Overkill, another game that we are getting ready to talk about. Fuck, what else did I play? I played a little bit of Indica, which is a cool, neat little game that I was enjoying. I tried Stridon, but
Mm,
Stridon, I feel like that's a game you need to play with your friends. Same with Level Zero Extraction.
yeah.
Alan
Both
Wake 2. What's up?
both of those are kind of in the same vein to some extent, right? Like
Yeah,
Stridon's a looter shooter, but it's really geared around team play and
yeah, it absolutely is. Alan Wake 2, I'm almost done with the main story of Alan Wake 2. I did purchase the DLC, which was wild that you were just able to it came out the day after Summer Game Fest. Sam Lake
Yeah,
came out and was like,
which is awesome.
and by the way, and I was like, I love you so much, Sam Lake. Um, the face of Max Payne. So I'm getting ready to play the DLC for that. A lot, man. It just there's a lot I'm playing. Quake. Been playing a lot of Quake Champions again. In lieu of wishing we had a new Quake game. And that's really all I'm playing. I haven't been able with how this week's gone. It's either I've been online and been playing our review titles that we're trying to get through and play and write notes on, or I'm trying demos. And I Am Your Beast was definitely a demo that stood out to me. It's super fun. I would highly recommend if you like an artistic feeling game that is like stealth based or like in your face running gun. That's I Am Your Beast. It was really fucking cool, really creative. I liked all the shit they were doing in that game. A fucking lot. Steam Next Fest is right now. There is so many games.
So many.
So many
I have
games.
15 demos downloaded right now that I haven't touched.
Yep.
And that's not including the ones I did play. I was just looking at that. I have Dystopica, I Am Your Beast, Sumerian 6, Fallen Aces, Last Moon, Caravan Sandwich, Farah, First Dwarf, Flintlock, Evil versus Evil,
What?
Cataclysmo, Level 0 Extraction, Odinfall, Enotria, and Screwdrivers.
I want to get into Flintlock, but I don't know if that's going to be the game for me. Like I see it and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this could be cool, but like just something about it. I'm like, man, I really don't know. Mullet Mad Jack is a game I do want to get. Fallen Aces is a fucking that comes out today for $10.
Yeah.
Buy
Oh,
Fallen Aces today. Like, if you
very,
listen
very
to this,
cool.
go buy that game. New Blood never fucking misses. Um, fuck man, like shoot. There's a game called Schumer Booter right now on. Of course, why wouldn't there be? Um, there's just so much, and we're playing a lot, and we're getting ready to review a lot. So, lots to do here.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, are you ready just do it? Do the
Yeah.
goddamn thing right now. Do you
Yeah.
want to open up? I think you should because I don't want to be the guy, but you know the second thing on this list is
Yeah, it's all yeah, fair enough. So if you didn't listen to Evan and Nick talk about Summer Games Fest last week, that is where you get your rundown of everything there. We are not going to cover that again just because that feels like beating a dead horse, and we still have plenty else to cover.
can you grade it
So
at least?
what's that?
Can you give it a grade at least? I'm
Yeah, I will
curious.
grade it. Let's see. Out of 10,
Yeah.
I'd give it like 4.5.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't very exciting. I watched it. I was tired as hell. Watched it that night when I got home, and I skipped through like a bunch of the talking portions and just watched the trailers. And even then, I skipped some of the trailers after. I was like, "Yep, not my game."
Ugh.
Yeah, no, 4.5 probably. I get it. It's a little bit slower year for him, and all that good stuff, but it wasn't to my taste. It was a lot of smaller games, which was cool, and I did download some of the demos for some of those games, but yeah, just not a lot that really called out to me personally. But it was fine. But one that was really to my taste, and we'll pretty much go here in chronological order. So we're gonna cover the Xbox Gaming Show, kind of skim through the Ubisoft forward. We can cover everything that was there because there wasn't a ton there, but there
No.
was some deep dives, and we can cover some of the details.
Yeah.
And then the PC gaming show, we may just touch on a couple things that really stood out to us because, quite frankly, that show was not entertaining in any capacity. But one that was fantastic was the Xbox gaming show, as well as the Call of Duty Direct. A lot of good stuff here. And speaking of Call of Duty, the very first thing they showed off was a little bit of like a trailer, sizzle reel type of thing for Black Ops 6. It appears, or it doesn't appear, it actually does take place in the 90s. And With this first showing, I was kind of iffy about. I was whatever, right? It looked like another Call of Duty trailer. But we will circle back to Call of Duty here in a little bit, and I will let you cover the next thing they talked about.
Oh boy! Right after Call of Duty, we get this dark, ominous trailer starting, and immediately I go, "This is Doom." I think during this stream I was like, "That's Doom," and it was. It's Doom: The Dark Ages, and if you don't know already, this takes Doom: The Dark Ages is seemingly going to take place between Doom 64 and Doom 2016. So like how you end up in that sarcophagus, but this looked fucking insane. The movement
Well, it was
looks,
wild.
oh my fucking god! It looks faster than ever, but a bit more maybe it's like neck break, but there's some stop action in there. It looked like, it's like taking place in this like medieval portion of the. I forget exactly where it's set, but it just looks so fucking good. The weapons looked amazing. Doom Guy's armor. You add a cloak to anybody,
It always looks
it
cool.
always looked.
It
Master
does.
Chief looked really cool
Give
with the
that
cloak,
give that Clint Eastwood poncho. Fuck yes.
dude. And not to mention the weapons that we saw. You get a nail gun. You get a boomerang shield with fucking spikes and blades that you can throw or bash or run into a crowd with. Like it looks.
The
Oh,
the mulcher gun that just crushed up
yeah,
skulls and used the fucking remnants as ammo. Wild.
dude,
Wild.
disgusting. Traversal looks like you will fly on a dragon of sorts in this
Yeah.
fucking game. You can hop into a giant fucking mech in this game, it looks like. And it just looks like it's gonna go batshit.
There was a part where the dragon is breathing fire down a demon's throat.
Oh my
Like,
fucking
this just
god.
looks like they're doing what they did with Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal and just fucking turning it up even higher, which is insane because those games were already absolutely incredible, but this looks
Dude.
so fucking
It
good.
looks so good. And I am glad to see that this is like a refreshed Doom. You know, we've had some time between Doom Eternal and this Doom, and I'm happy they're going back to show, hey, this is actually how the Doom guy got from, because Doom 1, 2, and 64 and the Lost levels are all in the same timeline and the same story and the same character. And then 2016 and Eternal. So all those games are in a row with this game, I think, right after 64. Um, all because they just had to kill his fucking bunny. You killed Daisy, man. That's what you did. But this looks fucking amazing. I am waiting for the collector's edition to drop so I can really piss my wife off when I spend at least $250 on another Doom helmet. I don't know if you knew I was a Doom fan. But
Couldn't tell.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped. That was a great way between the Call of Duty sizzle reel and going with no words in between really for Doom. It just was like world reveal, world premiere, and I was, oh, okay, cool. Doom, what an excellent showing. That was a great way to start the show. What a fucking entrance, Xbox.
Well, and they didn't really slow down too much. I think their pacing
No,
throughout this was incredible. Which the next game is kind of a little bit of
bit of a
a
dip.
not really a step down, but like it was a nice little lull before they keep going, right? And they showed off State of Decay 3, which I'm not a big State of Decay person. I'm not a survival game type of person by any means, so it definitely didn't really speak to me. I will say the trailer was pretty good though.
Yes.
The whole time we were joking about how that chick definitely got her buddy killed though because she's an idiot, has no situational awareness. But regardless, it was a pretty good trailer. I don't think we really saw any gameplay. It was pretty much all cinematic. But if you're a fan of State of Decay, this looks like it's probably going to be pretty decent and improve upon what they've done through State of Decay 1 and 2, and definitely, bring it up to a little bit more modern gaming, I suppose. Not that State of Decay 2 was that terribly long ago, but long enough. So,
Yeah, I mean, State of Decay is like a mainstay on Xbox now. I would say it's almost like Dead Rising It's like one of those things where it's like we have to have our zombie game.
It's almost more of a mainstay than Dead Rising, considering we haven't seen a
Oh,
Dead Rising game since the beginning of the Xbox One, but
that poor game, dude. That poor franchise. But State of Decay is a very cool game franchise, and I'm happy it's really standing the test of time. People are still interested in it. They still give a fuck about it enough to make a trailer and a game that looks that cool. So I'm here for State of Decay. We also got Dragon Age: The Dark Veil, which this I haven't. Inquisition was the Dragon Age I liked. I think.
oh, okay.
Am I
Yeah.
am I one of those guys?
Well,
He's like,
Inquisition was a
it's a prequel, no?
I believe so, but it was also a very different Dragon Age game,
Yeah.
right? Like I played 1 and 2 years ago on the Xbox, and then Inquisition came out, and I never could get into it. Like
Mm,
it's almost one of those games that stands out. Like you either loved it or you're just kind of like it was fine.
yeah.
This almost seems to be like somewhere in between the two styles of game. I
Did
would
they
say.
change the art style?
I believe so. And
Uh,
that was something that I brought up when we were watching it is I am fairly positive that they originally had like a very realistic looking
I think so,
I,
yeah.
I think it was more realistic at least, definitely stylized probably, but I remember seeing like pretty ornate like shields and like the armor and everything looked really really good. Don't get me wrong, this looked pretty good too. It's just a different art style. They almost went for a more cartoony art style.
Yeah.
That being said, I have listened to a couple shows that were actually at the Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Showcase, and were able to actually play it, and they seem to really, really like it. I
That's
am
good.
hearing very, very good things, and it's coming this fall. So I'm excited personally,
Yeah.
but I also fully understand this is not for everyone.
No. I, hey man.
But
Hey. Dragon
yeah,
Age is cool. That's another one of those mainstay titles. It's just you're always gonna have a Dragon Age. You're always gonna have an Assassin's Creed or a Doom or something will come from those pipelines. So,
yeah,
um, you want me to do this one?
yeah. You can take it. It's
Uh,
all you.
yeah. So we got Starfield Shatterspace, which is coming in 2024. Uh, and then we had a new update. So the Shatterspace is like the new DLC. It looked really cool, like desolate ship type thing, desolate planet type thing. They're adding a whole bunch of shit in there.
Looks
And
like they're going the spooky route with it
yeah,
a little bit, right?
it looks very spooky and just a bit crazy. But that's I think what Starfield needs. It needs more aliens. It needs more breath in that giant sandbox that they've created and really kind of shot themselves in the foot on because you create a space game, but then you don't really throw a whole lot in there for the space game, and it's just whatever. Shattered Space is coming in 2024, but what launched that day was an update. So you had the Vulture, which what was the Vulture? Because it's been a minute since we watched that. I don't remember exactly what the Vulture was. Was it more
Mm.
ships or? But we also, you had creations, and then you had the creation kit. So mods, which I've seen a lot of people throw their mods into Starfield, and that does look cool. These are Batman ones I liked.
So the Vulture is a paid quest in Starfield that
Oh, don't
allows
like
you to
that.
keep hunting bounties for the Trackers Alliance.
Paid,
A little mini DLC.
but it's,
Yeah.
it's behind a paywall.
Looks like it's $10.
Oh, Bethesda, buddies,
Yeah.
buddies, your game at this point you need to just give your shit out because people aren't stoked on Starfield.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been a good one to throw out there for free as a like, hey.
Okay. Well, that's what you're getting for Starfield. I can. You want me to do this one really quick too?
Go for it.
Fallout 76, you had Skyline Valley. It's for their first ever map expansion. I think that's cool, actually. That is June 12th, and you can play as a ghoul. There's some new vault. You can play as a ghoul in 2025. There's new vaults, and like I said, they're just adding to the map. And I think that's really cool for Fallout 76. After the Fallout show came out and was just a massive success for Bethesda and Amazon, and for the series of Fallout, to see them go, okay, I think we can kind of bring it back to 76. I think we can keep working on the game. We can make it better. We can make it fun, and people are really enjoying 76 again, and that's cool. Like, it's not my thing. It's not my game, but I'm happy people are happy playing it. So,
Yeah, it's cool to see. With the show coming out like it did, and just really captivating a lot of people, I feel like they were almost off the mark just a touch with this. Like, if this would have released at the same time, it would have been a much better thing, I think. But it was close enough, right? And it's out now. I have not seen any talk about it. I haven't had a chance to really dive into it to see how people are enjoying Skyline Valley, but it seems cool. And the fact that they're just now expanding the map is kind of crazy to me.
yeah.
Especially because Elder Scrolls Online, like, I think their very first expansion expanded the map, and but they made it a point to mention, like, hey, this is the first ever map expansion, which I thought they had already done, but apparently
When
not. So
when your game comes out like 76 did, though,
yeah,
I really think that it was this close to getting a late abortion.
yeah, it's a very good possibility.
I don't think they expected people to. The community stays. Whoa, the community stayed strong with Fallout 76, and people really liked that game. So I mean, it's cool. I'm happy that it's people are enjoying it. I mean, Alex loves it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so good on Fallout 76. I'm happy for it, and I'm not happy that my voice cracked on the show. So let's keep it rolling.
I'm happy it's there. I hope
So,
somebody clips it.
oh God, fuck.
Next up, we got Expedition 33. So this is like a turn-based combat with real-time elements type of game. It's hard to really tell from just watching the trailer. That being said, the trailer really did stand out to all of us. I think it even caught your attention,
It
and
did.
you are not a turn-based action guy by any means.
Yep.
This is coming in 2025. It looked gorgeous. I am really, really excited about this. I am the turn-based action or the turn-based combat guy, so I'm stoked, especially if it adds a little bit of an element to still keep you involved so you don't really get bored with just the turn-based stuff. Uh, if you didn't see this trailer, go check it out. It is very, very unique and very, very cool.
It's not my style of game, but it's my style of game now that I watched that trailer. The art style was really cool. The it nothing felt stifled, or like
Yeah.
when you were in that turn base, it was stopped. It was fluid. There was a lot of good stuff working for this game, and I'm happy. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? Right? Because that could have been one of those games where, and I hate doing it, but not every so often, unfortunately, pretty often during these things, there'll be games where I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do here? Like I could care less, right? But like this was like, oh, okay, cool. No, this caught my attention, and that was great. I think this is a game here though that really caught all of our attention, and I think it caught yours a lot if you like this
Oh,
game.
for sure.
So
I will be
yeah,
playing this day one, 100 fucking %.
yeah. Oh, I was talking about the next one too.
Oh, the next one also caught my attention. I will also be playing it on day one. Thank
Yeah.
you, Game Pass. I finally get some use out of Game Pass. It's been a little bit.
By the way, all of these games that we're talking about are pretty much day one Game Pass.
Yeah, aside from like your DLCs and stuff, so like Shattered Space and Skyline Valley are not going to be on there, but pretty much everything else is coming to Game Pass on day one,
Fucking
which
wild.
is awesome.
Yes.
And again, like I said, it has been a little bit of a drought for Game Pass, but I mean, every time I go to cancel it, then they finally have something that comes out, and I end up keeping it. So
Yes.
I am the customer that they want. Also, my
Yes.
kids play a lot of games on there, so I can't get rid of it.
No.
But yeah, the next game, I'll go ahead and get this one too. South of Midnight. So we've seen this before. It looks like it takes place in like the bayou.
Yeah.
It's an action adventure game. It's a very like painterly style to it. Has a variable frame rate animation to it as well, kind of like Spider Verse or Into the Spider Verse or Across the Spider Verse. Very it almost messes with your mind a little bit because it seems like everything's animated on the opposite frame of what you would expect.
Yeah.
So it really catches your eye. It really kind of messes with your mind in a way that is very interesting to me. But this is coming out in 2025. We got to see a little bit of not only a cinematic trailer, and it looks like it very well is like the beginning animation of the game, but also a little bit of the combat and traversal. The combat looks pretty good. We kind of talked about it on when this showed up. I was like, I feel like with that variable frame rate animation and the combat, it might be a little bit of a mind fuck right out the get go of like everything just seems off, right? But I think as if they really get that down pat, I think it'll be really really cool to play. This game looks gorgeous, and I am really excited for this.
Yeah, this is one of those games where, again, with the art style, that's what, like, the combat looked really cool. The traversal through the different map through the map for the different areas you'll be going to was really interesting. It looks like it's gonna be one of those games where the game is constantly telling a story, and for me, I love getting those tidbits of like the world and the characters and like this is what this is and this is why this is this, but like you're learning as you progress, and I really like that. And the art style again is just really important for a game like this because that can make or break a game like this. You make it too realistic, this is a boring game. You make it too cartoony, well then I don't. It's not a serious game in my opinion. This is like the perfect level of real and cartoon feel, and I'm really hype on this. And I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be really cool, and I'm very excited to play it. I'm very fucking excited to hop into that.
I imagine we will see this probably early 2025 if I had to guess, because we saw this a few years ago or a couple years ago at least. And so I would have actually almost expected this to be coming out this fall, but
That's what I
they
would thought.
they
Yeah.
they did say it's coming out in 2025, so hopefully spring. But also with this style of game, I imagine that I mean there's a lot of work that goes behind this animation and art style and everything. So take the time that you need, and I'm will be there day one for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh man. All right. We also got World of Warcraft: The War Within. I haven't played WoW in I don't know how long,
A
but
decade,
more than a decade.
at least.
More than that, yeah. But that comes out August 26th. The trailer itself, World of Warcraft trailers, Blizzard trailers in general, just next level. They're gorgeous. Shout out to all the animators and character creators and modelers. Um, beautiful trailer, beautiful trailer, and you could like see how stoked people were getting at the event and in our chat, and it's awesome. August 26th, you guys got some more content for World of Warcraft. Um, this
I was gonna say this is a you game, not a me game.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Did we get a release date on that?
No.
We did
We
not.
got 0 more information on this. It was just another trailer, and I think it showed a little bit of gameplay, I wanna
Yeah, it did.
say.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, there was no further information, no release date, nothing else like that in the trailer. Because that was one of them. I was sitting there like, we getting anything? And it had that awkward space, like they had a
Oh,
date there at one point, and
yeah,
they
yeah.
like blacked over it, and they're like,
Oh
yeah,
my
maybe next time.
god. This though looked impressive. This looked beautiful. If you are a Metal Gear fan, you are eating good right now with that. Um, Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of those games where I would recommend everyone play it, but it is one of those games also where I'm like, if you're not prepared for the controls, if you're not prepared for that clunkiness and just some awkward shit that a dated game like that has, and I'm about to be crucified for that because I love that game, it's gonna be a difficult sell. But to see it be revived like this, yeah, absolutely.
I hope they do this in a similar way as like the Resident Evil remasters where they actually had like it's still tank controls but modernized in some way shape or
Yeah.
form. So I hope they can do something similar with this. That being said, I am not a stealth guy. I am so fucking bad at stealth games. It is incredible. um I am much more, bull in a china shop, but I am really happy for Metal Gear fans. But yeah, this is This one I probably, if it's on Game Pass, I'll check it out, right? But
Yeah.
it's probably not something that's gonna live on my computer very long.
The collector's edition for that also came out. There's a lot of goodies in that. Not $200 worth. And I'm telling you that, and I'm a sucker for collector's edition things.
The same guy who was talking about overdrafting his bank account earlier in this episode. I'm just
Yeah,
throwing that out there.
$200 for that though. You get like a terrarium with snake in there and
It's
hatches. I don't know, like
yeah.
a figure or
Collector's editions are not what they used to be, and I know that's like the old man fucking shouting at the sun type of thing, but like they just aren't. I mean, looking at the Doom helmet you have behind you, or like the Master Chief helmet that came with that was Halo
three.
3, right?
Yeah,
Like we just don't get those kinds of things anymore, and it kind of sucks.
yeah, dude. I, I mean, you got like Diablo 4 right there. That's a good collector's edition. I have a lot of stuff. I need to stop, but yeah, no, I wouldn't spend the money on that. But it's still neat if you're a Metal Gear fan. Good luck getting it because it's already on the resale market. So good luck. Uh,
Oh boy.
this one's all you. The next two
Oh,
are you.
fantastic. I'll get the two pirate games. So Sea of
Oh, I didn't
Thieves
think
is
about that.
Sea of Thieves is getting a new update that's coming out on July 25th. Not my game by any means. We've tinkered around with it a couple times in the server, but it's just
Oh, did we? Did we tinker with it? Because I got
well,
locked in
you
the
got
brig
locked in the brig.
and then puked on.
I mean,
I didn't
it
do anything
happens.
to deserve that.
That being said, I am glad that they continue to support this game, but it is just not for me. If you are a fan of it, though, hey, more content coming in the next month and a half.
Yep.
And second to Sea of Thieves, we got another trailer for Flintlock, as well as The Siege of Dawn. I've given it its whole subtitle there, too. This is an action adventure game. It seems piratey. It seems magical. I downloaded the demo, and I will give it a go at some point in time. I'm every time I see this game shown, it seems like everything is kind of floaty, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna feel very good. Again, I will maybe report back on that next week and maybe try out this demo over the weekend. But that is coming July 18th, so it is right around the corner. Uh, um, eh, I don't know what else to say about it until I've actually tried it, because looking at it, I just don't think it shows very well, and I hope it feels a lot better. But it's a cool concept. I like the concept behind it. It's just a matter of how the gameplay is, I suppose.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be a forspoken thing. I could
Yeah,
very
and I
much
think we
see
kind
that.
of talked about that a little bit of like, hopefully this doesn't fall into that same trapping, but it does seem like they aren't going for the really corny
Funny, yeah,
humor thing that they tried to do in Forspoken, and this isn't the same devs either, right? Like
yeah.
this isn't Square, but yeah, we'll see what this game actually brings, and I will play it this weekend, and I will report back next week.
Very
How's
good.
that?
Very good. We also
In our
got
massive review episodes.
oh my god. We also got another RTS, Age of Mythology Retold, that comes out September 4th.
Was it fourth?
4th.
Okay.
September 4th. Looked cool. These aren't really my games, so I don't have much to say on this one. But if you're an RTS fan, that looked very fun, looked very cool, and that comes out September 4th. Do you have anything you want to say on this? On that?
No, I got
Okay.
nothing for that one.
Perfect Dark is back. Perfect Dark is back. It's an early. It looks like it from what we can tell, at least, it's in early development. We don't know when we're gonna get it. End 2025, 2026, something like that. I would say.
Yeah, I would say 2026 is probably very likely.
Yeah. But wow, what a way to bring perfect.
Yeah.
Joanna looked amazing. What a way to bring her back. What a way to bring this franchise back. It looks like it's a really involved game, and it looks like it's a big scale. This looked
Oh yeah.
huge. It looked really involved. The gadgets, the weapons, the fights. This looked awesome, and I am incredibly excited for Perfect Dark to come back. Seeing games like Doom and Perfect Dark come back to the forefront gets me excited for things like Quake, Heretic, or Hexen, or anything that is from my era to come back, I guess. Because I think people like want to see those games again and be able to play them the way we played, like Duke Nukem and shit like that too, right? Like, but it's hard for people to play Duke Nukem 3D. It's hard for people to play fucking Perfect Dark, the old Perfect Darks now, and go, oh, this is a game everyone loved. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And yeah, this one was really great because we didn't know what it was until pretty much the end of the trailer.
I was
Uh,
kind of starting to shout. I was like, I think
yeah.
that's Joanna. Yeah.
Because it's all first person, you're using a lot of tech and gadgets and stuff like that. You're kind of going through. We knew it was a female protagonist, but we didn't know like there was the hint that it was Perfect Dark, but you also have heard like up until now that this game has kind of been in a bit of a development hell. So
Yes.
I wasn't fully expecting it here. They had a lot of like parkour, they had sneaking around, using those gadgets to like scan through walls, all sorts of really, really cool stuff. And then at the end of the trailer, she gets referred to as she's on like a comms call, and she gets referred to as Agent Dark. And at that moment, like everybody that was watching it live with us, freaking the fuck out. Like it was fantastic. What a great way to really show this off for the first time and present it in this showcase again with a lot of heavy hitters already, and we're halfway through,
Oh,
and then have Perfect Dark, and we thought it was the end because they had just brought out Matt Booty. He's kind of talking, and then he's like, "Hey, this trailer too," and so you almost thought it was the end and maybe a shorter showcase, whatever it was, and they just kept going, and
dude.
it was so good.
Some of these we could probably zhuzh
Yeah.
but like, no, that was cool. It's cool. Really quick, it is cool to see characters like Joanna Dark be brought back to the forefront again. Um, so to the EA execs and to the Ubisoft executives, people do want to play women protagonists, and it works. So what? What? They said women protagonists don't sell games.
Ubisoft is quite literally getting ready to release 2 games with female protagonists.
Weird how that works. So, anyways, do you want to do this one? Because this is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Diablo Vessel of Hatred, another fantastic Blizzard
Oh,
trailer. I mean, this was gorgeous,
and
gory,
disgusting.
major stomach turn, like just great, great job. But this is a story expansion coming October 8th. It adds a new character class as well as new map expansion. They also announced that there's now pets in the game and did like a little bit of an update right now that it was kind of nice in the middle of this season that's
Got a
currently
puppy.
going. Fucking fantastic. Love having the pets back. But yes, this was so good. I definitely will be picking this up and playing it. And like I said, I am 100% back in Diablo. So
I think one of the cooler things about the showcase as well, we do have a lot of games that are far out, but a lot of like the updates and some of the games actually, a lot of this is coming at us fast,
oh yes.
and I'm so beyond excited for that. We got a very good trailer for Fable, that is coming out in 2025. But man, oh man, does this look amazing! It looked just so good, and it's again one of those titles that you tell the younger crowd about, and they're like, "Yeah, okay," and I'm like, "No, you don't get it." Like when a game tells you there are choices to be made, and it will affect your game, that was the game to do it. If you were
Yes.
fucking you were starting to go bad, like your horns would start to kind of grow. But if you were bad, you had fucking horns. If you were good, you would have this glow to you. And if you were good, you would have that halo. This is that game, dude. And I am so glad it's brought back to the forefront. I am hoping with this that they were keeping a lot of that Fable charm. A lot of the shit talking from the villagers. I didn't hear any gargoyles, unfortunately. Um, a lot of that humor, that very
Hmm.
Fable humor, is there. I just hope that you can choose between male, female. That's that's been a staple in Fable, so I hope you could choose. If not, this female protagonist looks cool as well. I have no problem
Yeah.
doing that either. But I do hope they bring back the karma system with the horns, the halo, and I hope they just make it. I hope they go balls out with this. The
Yeah.
giant toad, I cannot wait to kick the shit out of some giant toads. Fucking A, man.
Yeah, this was fantastic. In the past we had just kind of seen some story trailer stuff. We actually got to see a little bit of gameplay and the character running around. Not much gameplay. It's not like we saw like full combat or anything like that, but it's got to see the character running around in the town and definitely like everything about this is I'm so excited. Playground Games, who typically works on the Forza games, is heading this up, where one of the things I commented on is typically their character models are pretty fucked up looking. They actually look really good here. It is
Yes.
a stylistic, a little bit cartoony, but not overly cartoony. It still looks humanoid, right?
Yeah.
But definitely. Oh man, I'm so excited for this. Coming
It's
2025. As
back,
of
dude.
right now, at least, I would imagine it's probably going to be a late 2025 release if I had to guess. But that being said, I'm excited. I'm willing to wait for it, and this looks so good.
It does. It does. You want me to hit this next one, or do you want to hit it?
I got it.
Okay.
So
Thank God.
Frag Punk is the next one that we saw. This is a 5v5 hero shooter, but it does kind of stand out a little bit. So how it actually works, it has these card effects that you can buy. You earn points throughout playing rounds, and then you can buy cards. So you can buy a bunch of lower tier cards that don't cost as much. You can buy higher tier cards that cost more. There's things like make the enemy have big head mode, so it's easier to hit headshots. They have just a bunch of different things that you can do there. This is coming 2025. From what I'm hearing from the preview event, like a lot of people seem pretty high on this. They thought it,
Cool.
it it played exceptionally well, and in a world that has a ton of different hero shooters, this really did stand out, I guess, in its own way. Hopefully, this is able to have some legs, and I think the big thing we talked about is this needs to be free to play, or it will die immediately.
It will immediately get killed because when this drops, I'm going to assume that Deadlock will be released from Valve. That is going to be free to play. Any game that comes out that is in that genre better be free to play, especially if Valve's game is out. I'm not trying to. I know I'm wearing the Half-Life shirt, but
Yeah.
it, this looks cool, and I want this to succeed. The card factor in this game was really fucking cool. The art style was really cool. And yeah, it was a game I was actually really excited for. And in a sea of all those fucking 5v5 hero shooters, extraction shooters, and battle royales, I don't get soaked for those that often. This is a game where I was like, okay, I fuck with that. I fuck with that heavy. Um, Honestly, I fucked with this too. Winterboro looked adorable.
It wasn't my kind of game, but I'm glad people are excited for it.
It's made by one dude, I thought.
Yeah, it very well could be.
But it was
It was a
adorable.
cozy little game. It was a cozy little adorable game for sure.
Yes.
I'm just not my jam.
You play as a little mouse. Shout out to my
Yeah.
FedEx dude because he was talking to me at work today. He's like, "Yo, dude, you watched the Xbox showcase?" I'm like, "I did. We were live on Twitch. You should do that, buddy." I should have grabbed his phone. I'm gonna grab your phone at work on Monday. Um, he listens to the show, but he was like, "The little mouse game." I'm like, "I don't fucking remember." Now I saw Winterboro. I'm like, "That's Winterboro." So there you go, my friend.
I
Uh,
feel a little bad for this game being in this showcase just because there was so much going on around it that you're like, we just got Perfect Dark, a new Doom game, and like
here's the mouse.
and then this little mouse game, and it was adorable, but and it's just not my jam.
Can
But
I
it
do?
is coming in 2025, so there is that.
Can I do this one?
Early 2025. Yeah, you can do this. I'm
Mixtape.
gonna expand upon it because I did look into it a little bit to see what it was.
Mixtape seems cool. It's the movie 90 or 1990s or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
That it gave me
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it gave me that vibe. Like
I could
it
see that.
seems interesting, but then there was a line that they said like do it you could do what all teenagers do, like make out with other teenagers, and I'm like, well, I'm a 32-year-old man and I already can't play this game now because you said that. Um
It makes me feel uncomfy.
it made me feel icky. Um It's a teenage narrative game, but bro, do you have more information on that?
Yeah, so apparently the whole game is called Mixtape, right? And the idea of it is they're graduating, and takes place in like flashbacks. So it flashes back to a bunch of different songs, and all of these songs are the soundtrack to a certain memory. And so you play
That's
through the
cool.
memory. It's pretty
God damn
that
it.
kind of sold me on it. I'm like, okay, I might check this out. Each time you do a new memory, there's like a different style of gameplay. So we saw them like riding longboards down a mountain type
Yeah.
of thing, stuff like that. So I don't know what the gameplay's really going to be and what these memories are really going to take or to do, but supposedly like every 10 minutes or so you're going to be doing something different as it cycles through these memories. And so it could be cool. It could definitely be worth something checking out. Yeah, the whole making out as a teenager thing, I'm like, please don't.
On
I feel
stream,
I don't like that.
on stream, I was really like, can't play it now.
Yeah,
I'm 32, bro.
but I like the concept behind it. I like the
That
idea of
is cool.
reliving this with this soundtrack playing behind it, this mixtape, if you will.
Nice. You said the name.
Yeah,
You did it.
I said the thing. We got another look at Flight Sim 2024. Every time
Work.
they show this game off, it's kind of one of those weird things where they're like, "It's Flight Sim 2024." It's like it's the same one you released a few years back, but that's fine. It looks like this update is actually going to add jobs or like quests that you can do. So they showed some stuff like the fucking Coast Guard type thing, going out and saving people, putting fires out, just watering fields, whatever it may be. Cool. If you really like Flight Sim, there's more coming to it. Again, not for me, but cool.
Julian, Noah, and Evan collectively went, yes. That's what they did. For the audio listeners, I did the I don't know how
That's
to
because they're
what is
collectively like 900 fucking years old.
Eric messaged me goes, who is this made for? I'm like, I don't know,
Well,
Jules, Evan, and Noah. That's it always looks pretty. I will
it
say that.
does.
It
It
always
does.
look they've always looked good though. Flight Sim has always looked good. So cool. I'm not gonna play, but
No,
no.
I will not.
Uh more Elder Scrolls Online DLC for free for a limited time is free. Then got the Gold Road coming in June 18th. Again, the cinematic was cool. I don't care about this.
I just it's built on bad bones. Like
It
it
is.
it looks old when you play it. The cinematic always looks really cool and you're like, maybe I will hop back into that. And then you actually get into the world and you're like, everything's so dull and it looks like Skyrim,
We said
right?
that live. We were like, dude,
Yeah.
this just you watch how they move and like they're all like, yeah, we're gonna run together. And then you load up, you're like, oh, I can't do any of that shit.
No. I like the idea of Elder Scrolls Online, but I do wish they'd release a like second version of it or something that updates the graphics and actually makes the damn thing look good, but it's just built on bad bones. I
Yeah,
mean that engine that Bethesda was working with for forever was archaic when
creation
this
is
was
shit.
built, and it's unfortunately more of that, right? And they're working with what they have there, and I am glad that they're still supporting this because it is, I mean, it is a big deal. Like a lot of people do still play this game, which is crazy to
Yes.
me, but to each their own. And hey, if you want to check it out, you can play it with free DLC for a limited amount of time, and then there's new DLC right around the corner. Actually, less than a week. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Life is Strange Double Exposure. This is another Life is Strange game. It is made by a different company that made the original Life is Strange games, but is bringing back the original protagonist. This is a sequel to the last one, I think. The color one. I don't really know. I don't play these. It's
My
coming
wife
October
plays
29th, though.
I don't know, my wife plays Life is Strange.
I don't really do narrative games like this. It's just, it's cool. They always look really good, and I know people love them. I just can't.
It's not a me thing though.
Nah. You want me to get this?
Just give me Wolfenstein. But yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
no, we did not get Wolfenstein, but we did get Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This is coming in 2024. This was a fairly long trailer.
A
It
lot of time
was
dedicated to it.
a lot of time dedicated to it. I personally don't think it looked all that great, and it had the same campy humor that is in the old school Indiana Jones movies.
I liked that.
I I can tolerate it in a movie, but for whatever reason in a game, I find it grating.
You're
Um,
like, stop talking like a child.
I don't know, man. I know there's people excited for this. It personally did not capture my attention in any way. I just wanted this trailer to be over with. I'll probably check it out when it comes out just because I feel like it's my duty to check it out, but god damn it, and we still didn't get a release date either. It just said
No,
coming in 2024. So
we're it's.
uh,
I mean,
it's
we're
June.
yeah.
It's
Fuck.
I,
Dude,
I
like,
would have rather had Wolfenstein. Hey, there's still Nazis in this though, so there's that, I
yeah, we get
guess.
to, yeah, but you
You can
can't.
still beat up Nazis.
Yeah, well, people die in Indiana Jones all the time, so if they make it violent, listen, this I think it's gonna be fun. I think the game will actually be pretty fun. It is Machine Games.
Yeah.
They do have a really good track record, and it is a cool IP. Like Indy is a great IP. I was skeptical about the whip being in first person. Um, but I really want to
More
see
of a
more
third
gameplay.
person whip kind of guy.
Oh man, I'm not a whip kind of guy at all. Okay, but I really, I really made me shudder, bro. I hated that. I really, I want to see more gameplay. I really want to see more gameplay. I think we need to, um, especially of all the puzzling, the combat. I want to see more of. I want to see how you're going to be traversing. How big is this game scope wise? The movies are very grand, long films. I would like to see exactly how long and how big in scope this is going to be, especially if now I have to wait longer for Wolfenstein. Um, it's cool. It's cool. No short round though. That pissed me the fuck off. We also got Mecha Break. I love short round, bro. We also got Mecha Break. Very cool Gundam-esque fighter, shooter, fucking multiplayer game. It looks awesome. That is coming in August. The beta is coming in August. My apologies. And it's launching in 2025. But I would like to see all the customizations to your fucking mechs.
Yes.
I want to see the
Yes.
color schemes. I want to see how you can make them. Yeah.
I heard a little bit more about this today.
Okay.
Supposedly this is like 60 mechs on a field at once type of game. Like almost battlefield levels of what the fuck. What we saw
Jesus.
didn't show that. It was like maybe 8. I kind of thought it was an arena shooter there for a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, supposedly there's a lot of mechs at any given time and you have like full customization control. I'm pretty excited for this. It reminds me a lot of Armored Core in the way the movement was, but a little bit more anime style, where it is kind of that Gundam feel, a
Yeah.
little bit more cartoony. But man, this looked cool, and
I
we've seen it a lot.
I am gonna make a Barbatos or an RX-78.
Oh yeah,
A
absolutely.
granddaddy or a Barbatos. That's what I'm gonna make. Uh,
I guarantee there's something very close.
I guarantee they put parts in there for you to make exactly whatever Gundam you want to make.
Yeah, they know
Um,
their audience for
yeah.
sure.
Did you want to do this one, or you want me to do
You
this?
just want me to fumble the name, don't you?
Wu Chang
Uh,
Fallen Feather,
yeah, Wu Chang Fallen Feather.
which fucked me up because we also have Wu Kang.
Yeah. Yeah, I at least I'm fairly positive. That's what it showed on the screen when we were watching it. So,
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. There
okay.
is. Yeah.
It's an action adventure game. It's kind of like a dark Japanese type setting. This is coming in 2025. It looked pretty cool. I don't know much about it. I don't know if it's supposed to be more Souls-like. I don't know if it's going to be more of an action RPG or not action RPG, but an action adventure type of thing. Like what we're really getting here. I thought it looked pretty neat though
Yeah.
for what it was.
Yeah. We got Avowed too.
We did get Avowed
We
too.
we we
Not
also
Avowed 2, but Avowed also.
yes, we also got Avowed.
Yeah.
This is another game that's really been shown off a lot over the past few years, and again, just not not a whole lot of meat. Like we're seeing shit, but we're not seeing shit, and now that like we got more meat with Fable, I'm like, okay, but like, am I gonna play Avowed? Because you are also giving me Fable, and if Avowed is this Obsidian, right?
I believe so.
So
I will let you know in
that's
just a
another
second.
problem here too. Like I didn't like their last game. So I want Avowed to be good. Like I don't. They,
Yeah, it's Obsidian.
okay,
And it takes place in the same universe as Pillars of Eternity.
okay. I'm gonna be playing Fable.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Especially since there will be some time between this and Fable.
Yeah, I know, but
I'll check it out. I mean, it's in my lane for sure.
yeah,
A fantasy RPG, like I might as well try it. But yeah, there's never been anything about it that has really stood out to me as something like, oh my god, I have to fucking play this game, right? I've seen quite a few trailers at this point. I've seen a lot of artwork from it. Like everything looks good. There's just something about it that doesn't quite hit with me, and I
it's just like,
yeah, and it does have that Skyrim style where you have like one hand that does magic and the other hand that's wielding a sword or an axe. Like it feels very Skyrim-esque, I
stuck
suppose.
in that time. You know what I mean? Like it's like stuck in that time where like that's
Yeah.
all that people were making when it came to like those high fantasy games.
Yeah, I would have rather probably had a third person on this, I think. And I think that would have made it that much more appealing to me, but
Yeah.
I'll try it and see what the hell happens. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything to give it a go, and thank thank you Game Pass.
Uh, yeah, like I guess that's the coolest thing about this all is we now, even if we're not interested in a game, it's like okay, well I may as well just try it because I could just try it for $15 a month.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that's
It
incredible.
didn't hurt anything, right? Like that's essentially like renting a game at that point. I mean, that's as close as you can really get to renting a game anymore.
Not that no, y'all know what a blockbuster is anyway.
Yeah, right.
Um, yeah, no,
Uh,
it's cool, but I don't know.
yeah. Another one that didn't. I don't know. I don't know how to
Really?
feel about this. I don't know. Atomfall was the next game that we saw. So this
Yeah,
is an FPS adventure game from the creators of Sniper Elite,
from Rebellion. Yep.
and it is going to be releasing in 2025. When we first saw it, we just assumed it was either DLC for Sniper Elite or another Sniper Elite because that's the way it looked.
Yeah.
And then the trailer took a turn and showed like mechs with flamethrowers, and this is another like alternate universe,
Alternate
like
England. I want to. Yeah, it's alternate England.
yeah, if you know essentially like the outcome of World War II was different type of thing. It looks cool. I don't ever feel like the Sniper Elite games have felt great, and that's my biggest holdback with this of like how is it going to actually feel.
Yeah.
That being said, I like the idea, I like the concept. It does look like it could be pretty cool. But if the gunplay feels like shit, it's just not gonna hit for me personally.
Oh, it'll kill that game if it feels like shit. That it's. I want it to be good though because I like Rebellion, and
Yeah.
this game looks like a game that's like made for me.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
like I was like, all right, cool. Like we had a dud with oh my god, what was that? Oh my fucking god, the game made by Mundfish, the fucking
Mm.
Russian game.
Oh, Atomic Heart.
Oh, that game sucked.
Yeah.
That's a Bioshock rip. Anyone who disagrees, you're fucking wrong.
And
Um,
not a good one either.
no, it was bad. It wasn't that fun. Whatever. Speaking of games though, that I was shocked that I was stoked for. Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed Shadows. And we will
Hell
talk
yeah.
more about that later on.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
coming November 15th though.
Yes, it's
So,
coming November
but
15th, but we have a lot more to say here shortly.
yes, I'll let you get this one because I know you're super fucking excited about that. I am too, but
Oh,
I know where you are on this.
yeah, Slava Ukraine, baby. Let's go. So, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, September 15th. This game looks amazing, and with all the strife that this development team has gone through, for us to still be getting this game, my heart goes out to you guys. The loss that they've had, the losses that they've had, and just really just sticking it through and getting this game finished and through all the adversity that they've gone through is amazing. And the game looks amazing. It looks super fun. I've heard it's incredibly difficult, but it's a soccer game. You should be aware that they are difficult games.
Yeah.
Um, but this looks interesting. It was a very fun trailer. Um, very very fun trailer, and I'm stoked. This is gonna be a day one. I'm purchasing this. I'm not. I'm probably gonna get the collector's edition for this, but I am going to be purchasing this game. I don't want to just have it on Game Pass. I want to buy this because it's that fucking good, and I've been waiting for this game for a very long time. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, September 5th. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, this isn't
Uh,
fair to you.
Haha. No, I'm taking the last two. Fuck you.
I was okay, okay, okay.
So yeah, I resonate completely with what you just said about Stalker 2. It looks fantastic, and for that to be developed in the landscape that they have been developing it in is incredible. Hats
Yeah.
off to that team for sure, and I also plan to pick this up physically because they deserve it. Um,
Plus their collector's edition. Have you looked at it?
I have not really,
It
but
is gorgeous. You should check it out. Anyways.
okay,
Oh no,
I will.
don't do that because you buy stuff every time we do that live.
I'm
Sorry,
not a
Amber.
big sucker for collector editions, though. That's
You
not
might
my
change your
not my
mind on
thing.
this one.
Yeah,
This is
we'll
pretty
see.
cool. Okay.
Uh,
Sorry, Amber.
next up, as this kind of started to wrap up, we
Yeah.
got a look at the all digital Series X that they're going to be releasing, which is cool. I'm glad they're doing this
Yeah.
a little bit on the cheaper side from the traditional since it doesn't have the disc or the disc drive. But yeah, cool. And then they had like a Galaxy Edition Series X, which looked
Cosmic
pretty
Blue.
sweet. Yeah, that one looked pretty sweet.
The
But
speckles on
I
it
mean,
I
more
liked.
hardware, but not a handheld as was rumored prior to this. And the last thing we got to close this motherfucker out before the Call of Duty thing, we got Gears of War E-Day. So this trailer was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Um, this is going to actually be a prequel, which they showed off in a very unique way of an old Marcus Phoenix getting his ass absolutely beat.
Young
And
Marcus.
no, it was old initially.
Was it?
Yep.
I need to
It was
rewatch this,
old
yeah.
Marcus getting his ass beat, and then it transitioned and showed young Marcus
I thought it was
in
JD.
this. Oh yeah, a young Marcus fighting the Horde, and absolutely just incredible trailer. They showed Dom in there, young Dom. I am so fucking excited for this. I have loved the Gears franchise for so long, and to get a prequel of a E-Day is just amazing and something that I'm surprised they're just now doing. I figured this would have came a long time ago, but this looks so cool. It was all just a story trailer, nothing. I mean, obviously we didn't see any gameplay. I would assume this isn't coming out until at least 2025, end of 2025,
Yeah.
if not 2026. But man, oh man, this one was probably the one that I was the most excited for. And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of good shit in this presentation. But man, Gears of War fucking E-Day.
Yeah, dude, Gears of War was one of those games when I first started playing on Xbox, that was the game we played, me and Ed. And to see it like this, where again, I didn't catch the old Marcus transitioning into young Marcus, and I thought that was JD. I thought that was
Uh,
Marcus's kid. I was like, that's JD, right? And then he puts the bandana on. I'm like, is Marcus fucking dead? I was saying it live. I was like, is Marcus dead? Are they killing? I I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like,
Yeah.
and then it shows the cog tags. I'm like, Marcus Fiat. That's fucking Marcus. I'm like, holy
Mhm.
shit, dude. And then you get Dom, and like, this is gonna take a whole, like, an entire generation of Xbox players. You are literally grabbing an entire generation of Xbox players, sitting them back on the couch, and go, why don't you go again? Play again. Let's figure out why Marcus was in the jail cell. And it's like, this is gonna be amazing, dude.
You know, I may be wrong. I think it was a young Marcus the entire time.
That's what I
I
thought.
thought it was an old Marcus that transitioned into that.
That
That's
would have
my
been
bad.
that kind of would have been
I
cool.
was I went back and watched it again because I was like, man, I swear it was old Marcus, but
That could have been cool though. I think
that would have been a
that's
cool way to
that's a
do it
missed
personally.
opportunity. You should hire
Well,
us.
now I feel like my story was better.
Take that, Xbox. But no, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, this in my opinion, that again, this is gonna take an entire generation of Xbox players and sit them back down and go, here you go, play again.
yeah. This is 14 years before the original Gears of War. It's before the Lancer was even created.
Oh my god.
Which I hope that, like, something near the end of the game, you get the Lancer or
Yeah.
whatever, but, oh, man, I'm so fucking excited for this. Maybe apparently, I created a whole, like, thing in my head of what this was.
Childhood
Uh,
wonder. Childhood
but,
wonder.
yeah, the end of the trailer, he's getting ready to fall, and all of a sudden, you see a hand catch him, and he gets picked back up, and it's fucking Dom, and it's
Oh,
like, "Oh, not the heartstrings,
I
man."
can't go through another. I can't go
Uh
through it again with Dom. I just can't. I cried when that happened. I remember crying when that happened.
That was yeah, that was probably one of the first times that
Oh,
really hit me that I'm like, "Oh, fuck,
Maria.
I'm so attached to this fucking character."
Dom
It's
and Maria.
crazy.
That was so fucked up. Thank you, Cliffy B, for that. Traumatized a very young Nicholas.
Yeah.
Holy shit. We might have to put the PC gaming show on a whole, like, different.
And yeah, there's not much to talk about there too. If real quickly, I'll run through the
Call
Call
of
of
Duty.
Duty
Okay.
thing. Yeah, so we got a half hour little showcase of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I will say all of us kind of went into it without expecting much
We
from
were
this,
very
and
negative.
yeah, we were very negative going into it. Honestly, I walked away from it kind of excited for this game. It's going to
Yes.
be on Game Pass day one. The beta is going to be accessible to Game Pass subscribers, which is very cool as well. So you don't actually have to pre-order it; you'll get to play it during that beta period.
So
But
cool.
kind of hitting some of the highlights here. So they spent a lot of time working on an omni movement system, which is something that makes a lot of sense. Basically takes all of the movement from that arcadey style of Call of Duty movement and make it a lot better. Shit like when you round a corner, your gun will kind of go first and peek around corners a little bit. Stuff where the vaulting makes a lot more sense and it feels a lot more natural. A ton of different things where you could actually move in diagonals a little bit better than what you had been able to in the past. You can dive and kind of sprint in different directions. A lot of really cool stuff there. Something that I'm impressed by, and yeah, an innovation for the series, and kind of shows what happens when you actually let devs have 4 years to work on a game.
Yes.
The return of round-based zombies was a big thing, which is really cool. I'm really excited for that. This is going to take place in the 90s, as I said earlier. They did a lot of work on the hitboxes. So, traditionally, they had four major hitboxes where when you hit a person, they reacted a certain way based on those four. There's a ton more hitboxes
Yeah.
now, so people actually react. So, if you shoot them in the ankle, they're going to react differently than if you shoot them in the chest, where in the past it's been like you got these four zones and that's it. So a lot of different death animations and stuff from how you shoot someone.
Yeah.
There's that corner slicing that I was kind of referring to in the Omni movement. That's when you walk around a corner, your gun will kind of instinctively go around and kind of make it feel a little bit more tactical.
Yeah.
There's full HUD customization, so
Oh,
you
this
can
was
move the
nice.
mini map. You can do a ton of different things there. You can change it if you want to put it dead center in the middle, so you can look at your ammo count and in the middle of your screen. You can do that. It'd be interesting to see what that looks like.
The one thing I want to touch on,
Yeah,
what he was saying was, if you want to go full hardcore all the time, you can now do that.
yeah.
Like,
Which I don't know
clean
why you would
screen.
want to do that in a regular lobby, just because you're at a disadvantage without the
Yeah,
mini map. But hey, you could do it if you wanted, you
yeah,
know, and maybe you're just too goddamn good,
and for
and you
Twitch
have to.
streamers,
Yeah, yeah,
like that
and
is
I can see that. They said that you can move everything around, so if you have a certain overlay that you like to use, you can keep your
that's a
overlay and
whole new
just move
scene.
your HUD around it.
It's
Like,
yeah,
incredible. Like,
very
very,
cool.
very good stuff. Not a simple thing, but a something that may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people. It's very actually useful.
Yeah,
Um, the traditional prestige system is returning, so there's also the prestige master. So once you hit, I think it was prestige 10, you go into prestige master, which has another 1,000 extra levels, and all of this will be available at launch, which is really really cool because a lot of times that's patched in after the fact.
yep,
There's going to be more coming on multiplayer later this year. There's three main types of playstyles, and I never did look up the third one. There's a recon specialist and something else, which I meant to grab and I totally forgot to. At launch, there's going to be 16 different maps. So there's 12 core maps that are the 6v6, 4 strike maps that are 2v2 or 6v6, and they're returning to the traditional 3-lane style map design, which is pretty cool. They didn't talk a whole lot more about zombies other than the fact it's kind of coming. The next time we're going to see some news on this game is at the Call of Duty Next, and this is going to take place on August 28th, and the game will be releasing on October 25th.
yes,
A
we will be
lot of
watching.
a lot of good information. I was actually very, very impressed with this little presentation they had here. I thought it was going to be a long, drawn out bullshit like they've done in the past. It was very concise and actually had a lot of good things in there, and
Yeah,
made me actually somewhat excited for Black Ops 6, which I was not intending to feel at the end of this by any means.
no, like I said, we went into Call of Duty a bit negative, deservedly and undeservedly, honestly, because I really like. I don't care. I like Call of Duty games. I don't like that they are rushed. I don't like that they've been caught map recycling. I don't like a lot of the shit, and I don't like to play like a bunch of Twitch shooters where you hop into a lobby. It's 5-year-olds who could just Twitch and you're dead. This looks like it's going to hopefully change a lot of that up. I'm excited for the story. I'm excited for the movement, the Max Payne Omni movement type shit. That's gonna be fucking sweet. Not that it's what they're modeling it off, but you know what I'm trying to say. Um, after this little thing they did, I was really stoked on this. I'm very excited for it. And it seems like maybe Xbox is onto something here with these studios. Like a lot of these studios are starting to make big moves, create bigger games, take more time on their game. And I wasn't a fan of the whole Xbox takeover thing, but it seems like a lot of people are taking their time and creating quality shit right now with Team
Yeah.
Xbox. So
I honestly, to rate this overall presentation for me, I think this was every bit of a 9.5 out of 10. If not even almost a perfect 10. And I I think this was as good as I could have ever expected from Xbox.
yeah,
I think this might be one of the best presentations that I have seen from a gaming company in a very long time. I am not an Xbox fanboy. I typically play on PC. I actually bought a PlayStation first this generation. I haven't touched my Xbox in God knows how long. But that being said, I think they did exactly what they needed to do here and more.
yeah,
And I really think they knocked this out of the park. This is really the first time that we have sat down since they bought a bunch of these studios up that I feel like it has actually paid off. The first time that I have looked at this and been like, holy cow, the fucking dominoes are falling, right?
yep,
And because up until now it's been this thing of what the fuck's going on? They keep saying more games are coming, more games are coming. These studios are working on it. When the fuck is it going to happen? And we finally got to this point where everything kind of comes together in this great little package that essentially for the next year, maybe even 2 years, we have a lot of good games coming from
Yeah.
Xbox, and I am actually really, really, really fucking excited for it. I mean, we're starting to see the payout from id. You get the Doom game, you got Perfect Dark in there. You have a game out of nowhere like Expedition 33 that just really captured a lot of people, and who would have thought? South of Midnight, a game that I really stood out, and even though it was a very different game than what we would have expected or necessarily wanted, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's not really what I wanted to say there, but that's kind of the way I'm thinking about it. You get the obviously Stalker. We saw Assassin's Creed Shadows, Gears of War E-Day, a good Call of Duty, hopefully. Like there was so much in this, and it was never something where I felt a lull, and even the games I wasn't drastically like overtaken by or like holy shit this is crazy, like they all still looked interesting. Like Winterboro was the one that I felt bad for just because it was in the middle of this huge presentation and there was so much going on, but I still think it stood out to people. Like you know your FedEx guy, he's like, yeah, that Winterboro game, and I'm like, cool. Like it may not be a game that spoke to me, but it spoke to other people, and I think that's the cool part about this, where I think they got enough in here that they captured most people's attention. Like if there wasn't anything in this presentation that you didn't like or that resonated with you, I don't know what you play.
Yeah. No,
Quite
Xbox.
frankly.
Yeah, Xbox came out the gate and they made it about games. That was the important thing here. They made it about games. We're getting release dates. We're seeing gameplay. We are moving at this awesome pace. It wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow. It was just like boom, 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 a little break, boom, 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 and it was just an excellent showcase. Um, Truly, there's something for everybody here, and again, for pretty much 99% of this, day one Game Pass. That's
Yes.
huge. That is huge. That
Oh,
is
it's huge.
accessible for every. We are at an age, yes, you don't technically own your games, but we're not tackling that today. But for $15 a month, you're playing everything and anything you want. You're playing the next Doom. You're playing the next Call of Duty, Perfect Dark, fucking Assassin's Creed, maybe, right? Like you're playing everything day one on Game Pass. So on PC, you're playing it on PC
Yeah.
if you want. You're playing it on your Xbox. Phenomenal. A plus. 9.8 out of 10. Like this was an awesome showcase, and all around the internet you saw people excited. You saw gamers happy. You know, it was welcome. We needed something like this, and it, it was phenomenal. It was great, and I'm happy that's Xbox did what they did. Holy shit! And Call of Duty too. Good shit
Yeah.
to all the teams here. All these
Yeah,
teams,
absolutely.
good,
I
good, good shit.
I was so stoked on this, and especially after a pretty lackluster Summer Games Fest. Leading into this, I didn't really expect much, and I think they blew that completely out of the water. And this showcase was by far the standout of the whole weekend.
Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. It's awesome.
Ev-
We're back.
We back,
But
we back.
2025 is kind of a stacked year to begin with. You have GTA 6 coming out in 2025, so I'm really, I think 2026. That's my opinion. My opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, how do you want to do this? Because we have a a lot more to really tackle with Ubisoft and PC gaming. Um, how do you want to do this?
Um, we could do a whole nother episode. I don't plan on running through every single announcement at the PC gaming show, even though I painstakingly went through and made notes for a very, very, very fucking
It's
painful show.
4 pages long.
It's 4 pages long.
I want to dedicate a good amount of time to some of those games, though. I think that some of them
Okay,
really do deserve a spotlight. And honestly, Assassin's Creed deserves a good amount of time.
I agree. Yeah, let's cut this episode here, and
All
it
right,
might be a double episode week, or it might come out a little early next week. We'll see.
that's fine. We can
We'll
do
see
that.
what we want to
Maybe
do
we'll
with
get
it.
drunk
But
tomorrow and do it, and then we'll release it times. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Maybe, maybe
Maybe.
I could use a little drink right now. All right, everybody. Stick around, stay tuned. We are gonna do another episode. We still have our review episode out, which I am very much looking forward to talking about all those games that we got. Questmaster, Turbo Overkill, embargoed game, and fucking many more things to talk about here. Again, thanks for making last weekend a very awesome weekend for me and everyone involved, including Brody and Evan. And yeah, if you guys like what you hear here, please rate us and follow us on Apple and Spotify. Check out the Twitch channel, Spawn Camp Co. on Twitch. Drop us a follow, a subscribe if you like what you see. Check out Brody's show, Roll for Deception. Join the Spawn Camp. It is free. Follow the goddamn fucking sponsor. Dude, my brain shut off. The sponsors of the show, Final Boss and Doc Longy. Go give them a follow and buy some merch. And until next week, guys, take it easy and be safe.